Sammy the Raindrop's epic journey. The magic of the water cycle, high above a wide, shimmering lake, nestled in a fluffy white cloud, lived Sammy the Raindrop. Sammy loved being part of a big cloud family, but he dreamed of exploring the world below. Every night, he would gaze down at rivers winding through forests, lakes glittering under the sun, and mountains covered in mist. Sammy longed to join them, to see where the water went and what mysteries awaited beyond the clouds. One warm, sunny day, as Sammy played with his raindrop friends, he felt a strange pull. The warmth from the sun grew stronger, and suddenly, Sammy began to rise into the air as tiny water vapor. "What's happening to me?" he cried out, his tiny voice full of wonder. "You're evaporating, Sammy," said Sunny the Sunbeam, grinning down at him. "It's time to begin your water cycle journey." Sammy's heart leaped with excitement. He rose higher and higher, joining other water droplets in the sky to form a soft, billowy cloud. For a while, Sammy floated in the cloud, meeting other droplets and hearing tales of rivers, mountains, and deserts. But as the days passed, Sammy grew restless. He wanted to feel the earth below, to experience the world he had dreamed of. Then, one stormy afternoon, the clouds darkened, and Sammy felt himself growing heavier as more droplets clung together. The wind howled, swirling the clouds into shapes like great gray dragons, and then, with a mighty push, it happened. Sammy fell. He tumbled through the air, the world a blur of colors as he raced toward the earth. Sammy cried, his voice lost in the roar of the rainstorm. With a splash, he landed in a mountain stream, the water sparkling and rushing past mossy rocks and tall pine trees. Sammy felt alive like never before, flowing along with the water as it wound through the mountains. In the stream, Sammy made friends with other raindrops who had also come down in the storm. Together, they flowed along, laughing as they leapt over rocks and tumbled down tiny waterfalls. As they traveled, they noticed animals drinking from the stream, deer, rabbits, and even a family of beavers who had built a dam. One day, Sammy noticed a young beaver trying to move a large stick into place. The stick was too heavy, and the little beaver was struggling. "I have to help," Sammy declared, gathering his friends together. They surged forward as one, creating a gentle current that helped the young beaver lift the stick into place. "Thank you, Sammy," the beaver said, grateful for the help. Sammy smiled, feeling a warm glow of happiness. He was learning that even the smallest raindrop could make a difference. After many days of flowing down the mountain, Sammy and his friends entered a vast forest, where the trees stretched high above them, their leaves forming a thick, green canopy. As Sammy moved through the forest, he noticed that the roots of the trees reached deep into the water, drinking to stay strong and healthy. One day, Sammy met an old tree named Grandfather Oak. Grandfather Oak had lived for many years, watching over the forest and providing shelter to countless animals. "Welcome, little raindrop," said Grandfather Oak in a deep, gentle voice. "We owe much of our strength to the water that flows through this forest. Without you, we would not survive." Sammy felt a surge of pride and responsibility. He had never realized how important his role was, and he promised to continue helping the forest in any way he could. As Sammy moved on, he eventually reached the edge of the forest, where the stream joined a mighty river that flowed through a wide, grassy plain. Here, Sammy encountered a herd of thirsty gazelles who eagerly bent down to drink. Sammy laughed as the gazelles splashed in the water, grateful that he could help quench their thirst. But Sammy's journey was far from over. The river flowed for many days, winding through valleys, past fields of wildflowers, and eventually reaching a dry and sandy desert. Here, Sammy felt nervous. "How will I survive in a place without water?" he wondered aloud. "Don't worry," said Carlos the Cactus, who was planted near the river. "Even in the desert, there are those of us who can store water to survive. You can stay with me until the time is right." Carlos the Cactus explained that he stored water in his thick stems, saving it for the dry days. Sammy was amazed at Carlos's resilience and bravery. Days passed, and Sammy watched how Carlos helped other desert plants and animals. The cactus provided shade and shelter, sharing what little water he had with others in need. Sammy admired Carlos's generosity and patience. Eventually, a strong wind swept across the desert, lifting Sammy into the sky once more. This time, he was carried over mountains and forests until he reached the ocean, where he landed with a gentle splash. Sammy felt the vastness of the ocean around him, its waves stretching as far as the eye could see. In the ocean, Sammy met colorful fish, gentle sea turtles, and playful dolphins. He even rode a wave with a group of adventurous crabs, laughing as they splashed and tumbled in the water. The ocean was a world of endless wonder, and Sammy felt grateful to be part of it. But Sammy knew his journey wasn't over. He felt the sun's warmth again, and before long, he was rising into the sky as vapor once more, ready to start the cycle all over again. This time, Sammy felt a deep sense of purpose. He understood that the water cycle wasn't just a journey, it was a way of helping life everywhere he went. As Sammy floated back into the clouds, he looked down at the earth with a heart full of joy. He thought of all the friends he had made, from the beavers and the trees to Carlos the cactus and the playful dolphins. Sammy had learned the value of courage, kindness, and patience, and he knew that, wherever he went next, he would be ready to help and learn. Vocabulary overview for kids. Evaporate. To change from liquid to gas. Example. Water evaporates into the sky when heated by the sun. Vapor. Water in gas form. Example. Water vapor forms clouds in the sky. Cycle. A series of events that happen in a loop. Example. The water cycle keeps repeating. Patience. Being calm while waiting. Example. Sammy learns patience by waiting to become a raindrop. Resilience. Being strong even in tough situations. Example. Carlos the cactus is resilient in the hot desert. Desert. A dry place with very little water. Example. Cacti grow in deserts because they store water. Ocean. A large body of salt water that covers most of the earth. Example. Sammy floats through the ocean and meets dolphins. Generosity. Being kind and sharing with others. Example. Carlos showed generosity by sharing his water. Explore. To discover new places. Example. Sammy explores many places on his journey. Journey. A long trip or adventure. Example. Sammy's journey takes him all over the world.